Hello. I would like to welcome you to this video on this somewhat balmy afternoon of January 23rd in the Austin, Texas area. I'm on my way heading to work right now, and it's like a little bit of the squeaky brake there. Does it kind of damp? But I'd like to talk about my 2015 Genesis 5.0 Ultimate and the issue I'm dealing with right now. Not so much with the vehicle, but with the closest Hyundai dealer here, Round Rock Hyundai. And let me tell you what, night and day difference between this particular service department of this dealership and ones I've worked with in the past. So just to kind of start off a little bit of background, I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit as brief as I possibly can. However, it's kind of an ordeal. So back in May of last year, I took the car in because the transmission was starting to kind of act up a little bit, slip a little bit, shift a little hard between third, fourth, and fifth. Not super frequently, but frequently enough where I felt I should bring it in. So I did, and at that point, they got to my car pretty quickly, and within a couple days, informed me that they did notice it, but they reflashed it, reprogrammed it, whatever you want to call it, and it seemed to have taken away the problem. Fine, great. Picked the car up. They still charged me for the 140 diagnostic fee, which, even though transmission issues are covered in the warranty, apparently not the reprogram, reflash, whatever. Either way, it seemed to take care of the problem until we got to about midsummer, and it really started getting hot, 100 plus. Then I noticed the problem came back, although fairly intermittent. So really wasn't too big of a deal, but I was kind of in the back of my head, yes, this is the problem. Anyway, fast forward, get to the summer, get to the fall, it started pretty much doing it every time I drove the car. If I drove the car for more than 30, 40 minutes, if I was zipping around town, and there were times when it shifted so hard, it almost felt like we had been rear-ended by a vehicle. Crazy, So, once we got into November, okay, it's time to take the car in. Got to take the car in. Take the car in, or made an appointment towards the end of November. Earliest appointment was December 15th to bring the car in. And obviously I took it, and I dropped the car off on December the 15th. And, right on time with my appointment, pulled in, speaking to the service writer, and I was explaining to her, the issues I was having with the transmission, when they occurred, steps to replicate the issue, duplicate the issue, and so on and so forth. And there was a couple other issues. I had a knocking in my suspension that they said were these bolts that were sheared off. I don't know if they fixed it yet or not, because it's still doing it. But that's not even a concern of mine. Additionally, I had I was having a wobbling in the back. We'll talk about that one maybe in a separate video. Biggest concern was the transmission. So, dropped the car off. Now, I needed a second mode of transportation. I didn't have a way to get around without the car. So, I inquired about a loaner, to where I was pretty much immediately dismissed. Nope, no, that can't happen. Okay, well, I've never ran into that problem really before. Round Rock Hyundai, where I was unable to get a loaner. I mean, there have been times where I've had to kind of, work with them a little bit to get one. But anyway, loaner was not an option. They said there were 15, 20 people deep on the list for loaners, and they were only for engine customers. Okay, interesting. But, so I said, I'll secure a rental. I know how it works. I know how the rental works, right? So even with warranty items, you're on your own for the rental before they diagnose it. Once it's diagnosed, then you are eligible for rental reimbursement up to 10 days at like $35 a day. Fine. I'm thinking, okay, a couple, 3 days, 4 days, whatever, in a rental car won't kill me. So the service writer explained to me, how that works. Basically explained that, hey, it can take a few days to get the approval once it's diagnosed and all that stuff. Fine, I understand. All right, drop the car off. Fast forward to the next Tuesday, so it's been 7 days, and I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything at all. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I better call. I'll call. And I managed to get a hold of the service writer. Her name was Cammie, and she pretty much said, I'm sorry, we haven't had a chance to get to your vehicle yet. Huh? What? So right then and there, the alarm bells are going off. Okay, they haven't been able to get my vehicle yet. She said they had hoped to get to it within the next couple days or so. So now I know, right? So they haven't gotten to my vehicle. Vehicle hasn't been diagnosed yet. Issue hasn't been determined. I'm on the hook. I'm on the hook for this rental car, and they're saying it's gonna be a couple, three more days before they can look at it. So I start getting a little concerned. But at this point, looking back, I probably said, you know what? Forget the whole thing. I'm coming to get the car. I'll take it to South Point. I'll travel a little further because this is obviously not going to work out. And this is when she said, well, I explained to you, that it could be some time. No. Not once did you say that it could be a few days, a week plus, before you get to even bring my car in. I would have been like, you know what? I'm going to take my car back. We're going to forget it. You call me, or we'll make a day when you can start working on it. Appointment. So, I didn't do that because I'm thinking, well, I don't want to start all the dealership. I don't want to. Let's just get this done. They'll find the problem in a couple days, and we'll just go from there. Another 7 days goes by. I haven't heard anything. Left a message with the service advisor. Didn't hear anything back for that day. The next day, I am perturbed, so I leave a message with the service manager. Did not get anything back. So the following day, I got a call back from the service advisor, from Cammie, saying, hey, we're sorry, we can't find the problem. We're unable to duplicate the issue. And I'm like beside myself. This is insane, right? I mean, this car does this every time I drive it for more than 20, 30 minutes. She said, oh, sorry, we can't do it. We can't get it replicated. We'll drive it again on Monday, given this is over. We're talking the end of December now. This is on the 31st, New Year's Eve, that I'm getting this information. And I said, okay, well, we have to. So they drive it again on Monday. She calls me. They still can't replicate the issue. To when I suggested I come out there and drive the vehicle with the technician. And so I do that. The following day I go out there and I ride with the technician for only about 20 minutes or so, because I'm talking with the technicians in the vehicle and the shop foreman, and they're looking through the paperwork, and they're asking me, so what do you have to do? When does the vehicle do this? What do you have to do to get the vehicle to act up? And so I explained to them, hey, it's got to be kind of like in and out of highway speeds. You got to be driving 30 to 40 minutes before you really start to notice too much of the issue. And and the tech who was sitting next to me was just kind of shaking his head. What's going on? There was nothing in the work order, in the notes, describing how to get the car to duplicate the issue. So they say, well, now that we know what you got to do to make the car do it, we'll drive it tomorrow. The shop foreman said he didn't have much going on. He'll drive it for some time. I said, you put some whatever miles you want on there. Well, we got to get this figured out. So they said, cool. They were really helpful. Technician, very good. Very good. But customer service is abysmal at best. So anyway, they drive it the next day. He drives it for like 3 hours. Oh yeah, this is messed up. Done. They diagnose it. Mind you, this is January 4th or something like that, so it's already been a good 2-3 weeks, 2.5 weeks of my car from when I dropped it off. So they say, you're gonna need new transmission. Warranty's gonna, now we gotta submit to the warranty. So I'm talking to the service writer. I'm like, look, I'm in this minivan still. I'm in this rail car. I'm about a grand deep in this thing already. Like, I need some help here. Well, unfortunately, we can't do anything because the warranty, this and that, the other thing. Okay, right. So I had already, when I found out that, they hadn't been able to replicate the issue and all this stuff, I had already opened a case with Hyundai Corporate, and I was waiting to hear back from them. I heard back from them a couple days after that, and they're basically asking me when the last time I heard from the dealership, and it had been another week almost by the time Corporate Hyundai called me. And I kind of told them my ordeal, and she was very understanding. Hey, that's not really acceptable. I mean, they are really busy. There's only a handful of dealerships in the area. It's super busy. Understood. Does not make it right, especially when you don't communicate. That's going to be the issue. And they followed up by saying there's nothing they can do because the dealerships are all privately owned and basically their own companies. Yeah, I understand that, but this is their brand. So you're telling me Corporate Hyundai is unable to provide rental car assistance? I don't believe it. I can't. So, long story short, sorry, it's been long. It's 11 minutes, 42 seconds already on the ticker. My bad. But I think that people need to understand what could happen if they take their car to Round Rock Hyundai in Round Rock, Texas. I think it's very important because you probably will not get exactly what you're thinking you can get. So, fast forward, I basically, once the car was diagnosed, everything was settled, warranties approved, I was able to pick up the car because it is still drivable, get out of the rental car. I dropped off the rental car, $1,600. Which I may not be able to get anything from the warranty, even with the 10 days at $35. I may not, because the repairs actually haven't begun yet. It could get a little dicey, I don't know. But at this point, my girlfriend, Christina, she takes it upon herself, which I don't necessarily agree with 100%, but it's done now, to blast them on Better Business Bureau, Yelp, Google, I don't even know what, and just light them up, and I can't say I disagree with that. I had my own plan. I was gonna, but so they were quick to respond to that online. One response was the general manager saying, "Hey, could you email me more specifics? I'd like to help out." Blah 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 blah. The other one was a service manager, basically saying, "We tried in good faith almost every day for a month to replicate the issue." True, because they hadn't even brought my car in for at least 7 days, maybe 8, maybe 9, maybe 10, I don't know, because it wasn't until the end of that second week that they even called me to tell me that they were unable to duplicate the issue. So no, you don't know. So there we are, there we have it. But he also said, feel free to contact me anytime. Here's my phone number, here's my cell number, here's my email, to talk about it more. So what I did is I emailed the general manager of Round Rock Hyundai 2 or 3 days ago, and I, explained the whole situation, timeline, breakdown. I was very polite. I get it. Things happen, right? Things happen. I work in the service industry. It's crazy. Sometimes you drop the ball. A lot of balls being dropped, right? And you got to make it right. You have to make it right. I'm not saying give the house away to the customer. The customer is not always right. That is not what I'm saying. But sometimes you just gotta do what's right and make things right. Never heard anything back. I said I would really like a call. That'd be fantastic. I look forward to hearing from you. Nothing. Radio silence. I left a voicemail 2 days ago with the service manager. Hello, this is Dave Hadley. Hope you're doing okay. Blah 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 blah. Very polite. And nothing. No callback. So the poor communication the inability to make the customer feel valued or important or anything seems to go from the bottom to the top. And I have a hard time believing that Hyundai, a brand that's coming out with some really good cars, and Genesis, this is a Genesis dealer. I have a Genesis. They're trying to compete with Lexus, BMW, Mercedes, whatever, all them. You can't. Not a service like that. You can dream on, buddy. No, it ain't happening. I came from a Volvo before. Big mistake. Should have kept it. Service was great. Always a loaner, super polite, very communicative. Great owning experience. So when this thing's done, I might go back. Even though I really do like the Palisade, I really do like, you know, some of these cars that Hyundai and Genesis are coming out with. But after this experience, I don't know if I could bring myself to do it. I really don't. And again, just be aware if anybody's in the Central Texas area, and you're thinking of buying a Hyundai, or you have a Hyundai and you're trying to think of where to bring your car to service, do not take it to Round Rock Hyundai. Just don't. Go to South Point. If you're in the Austin area, it's in South Austin. Take it there. Go to Automax in Killeen. Go to there's one down in San Marcos or somewhere like that. Go there. It can't be any worse. So it's got to be better than Round Rock Hyundai. I will try to shave this video down so it's not 16 minutes long, but please, guys, just no. All right. If Round Rock Hyundai makes it right and helps out a little bit and owns up, I will post a video fully explaining that. And yeah, so you guys take it easy, and hope everybody's 2021 is looking a little bit brighter, and we'll just go from there. Stay tuned for more updates on my debacle, I suppose. Take care. See you guys.